good late evening, peoples. Let's do coin and CONY. I did wide bet a little earlier. So what happened yesterday? Oh, we got lucky. Now they didn't buy back these. Not that I fully expected them to, but they could have. Let's go over. So that's the key. No new trades, no shares, still at 22,950 from the day before. Um, so the thing that's pending is, will we get away without losing on these weeklies? And if you'd have asked me yesterday, the two previous days, I mean, look at this. Other than last Friday, we closed at 207. We have a 222.5, which is the bulk, right, of our contracts. And we only got $3.10. So we don't have a lot of room above 225. And that's 6.9 million. So we have to be 212.5 or under on Friday. They typically don't like to buy it open. Let me give you an example. If this thing opens at 221 or 222 and a half, it's probably going to have a $2 premium, right? But within an hour and a half, if it wouldn't, but if it magically stayed right at that, it starts dropping. They start realizing that, you can't keep holding it up for that amount. Somebody will try and just sell it, right? I mean, I don't want you to get in your head to trying to calculate some kind of short-term trade, but I just want you to understand that there's time premium all the way up to the end of the day. And sometimes when the day opens, especially when you're the player like EOMax with 22,430 contracts, right? So let's look at this scenario. Here is coin, right? So where did it close? Look at interday right near the close. I wasn't watching this. It ran down to 213, right? So if somebody was really quick, now they wouldn't this drop, and then in after hours, it's all the way back up to 223.7, which is a little bit too early. It's almost 4 hours before the open. So I wouldn't even call it pre-market yet, right? But the idea being, if you had an order in to buy back these contracts, at 222 for 20 cents, that would have went off. I mean, that's how I operate my options at the retail level. But again, I'm not these guys, right? And I know they have to settle. If this was 200, they can't just say, well, I'll let it expire. It's never going to get to 222.5, which you can do as a retail trader, but they trade in flex. So they have to go in and buy for a penny or 2 pennies and, meet the bid and ask spread. But that would have been really sweet. Now we're setting, in theory, a teaching moment for you guys. If this thing goes right down to the wire and there's 5 minutes left and it's trading at 223.7 and it's stuck there, then really they can buy that back for $1.20, right? Which is all that 223.7 minus 222.5 is $1.20. So they could offer $1.22 or $1.23 and that order would go off, right? And they would be able to close out now. So that's what the teaching moment is all about, having you guys understand the math, right? So the 22, and some of you know this, right? For somebody who's watching this like, duh, Bruce, I know, right? But I know many of you are learning, so I'm trying to teach to the mid and lower levels. And there's some levels that don't even know what I'm talking about, people, right? But they're in the fun, they like the yield, and, they humor me. They probably just look at the end and see what I think that's going to pay out, okay? I don't blame them. But anyway, so when we sold this, when it was trading around 207, we could have sold it on Thursday, but we sold it on Friday. So, it closed at 207. I don't know the exact price. It could have been 205. It could have been whatever. So they got $3.10 to go way up to 222.5, right? Seemed reasonable, 7.18% out of the money based on that day. But here we were at 231 after 2 days of being in the 225s, right? So just that we even have a chance is somewhat miraculous, in my opinion. Now I'm going on and on about this, but guess what? Sliding over here and telling you, hey, this is how much cash we have. I mean, the fact that nothing really changed, right? Nobody bought into the fund in 25,000 increments, so they don't show that. So they don't do a creation unit and go spend the money. So we'll just work with what we got. So it went down 5.46, but look at this. We only went down 1.72 because all of a sudden we're back in capturing money on these weeklies instead of just adding to our big loss, right? So let's jump out to the weekly. So here we are, right? This one we should win, but should, could, don't know, right? We're 223 in the aftermarket. It could easily go over 230, but small amount of contracts. The 215, we're probably going to lose, but small amount of contracts. This is everything, right? This is 6.9 million. So right now, I don't know that this got updated. Let me take you over to holdings. So by the way, I updated this. This is kind of cool. So we're downtrending and like a bull flag because this is run up, run up, run up, and now this is in a flag pattern, right? The flag is flying on the flag pole. Sometimes the pole is almost straight up. But when you cross that line, it's considered a breakout. And typically, if it's a 1 day up there and the next day it closes under, that invalidates the breakout. But in our situation, we had another trading day, and then on this other trading day, our close, I'm not even sure I updated the chart. Yeah, 522, but since I know what the close was, right, let me fix that. Yeah, the close is 218.86. So we're still above this line, right? The 220 is over here. So this is, I'd have to blow it up to minuscule. We're probably around 216 or 217. So the idea that we're at 218 is kind of perfect, right? It goes up, comes back, and I love Gareth Soloway out there on Verified Investing. You know, he has a lot of little terms and he's brilliant chart reader also. I learned from all kinds of people. So he uses the term return to the scene of the crime, which I find really funny. I'll say it broke out and it's retested its breakout line. But I'm starting to use his line, right, about return to the scene of the crime. So as long as it doesn't close below and confirm that close, there's a very good chance that was the test and we simply move up. Well, after hours is kind of indicating that, right? So when I look at BTC in after hours, it's similar in that it's not near the lows of the day. It almost is showing an inverse head and shoulders, which could measure us right back to 70,000. But again, these are just probabilities. They're not an absolute certainty. So anyway, I feel like we're probably going to lose a little bit. But if I'm the market maker or the fund manager, not the market, the fund manager, if this thing is 222 at all at any moment, go pay $1 or $2. I mean, they hate to do that because if it happens to trade down, they wasted that $2 times, you know, which is about 4 or 5 million. Because remember, $3 was 6.9 million, right? 3.1, $3 and 1/10 of a dollar netted them 6.9 million. These other little contracts got it to 7. So anyway, I mean, if this thing starts to, you know, bounces and just goes back and revisits 218 or something and then starts moving, these guys need to snatch that back. They need to buy it back. 50 cents, 80 cents, get it done. because the propensity go up, in my opinion, the probabilities are much greater than continuing back down. All right, so enough of my rant. That's how I see May. So again, you saw weeklies. This is holdings, right, personified. Whoops, I thought I updated this, sorry. So I would have sworn I did, but it's not reflecting it. So let me go find that. I gotta lower everything for a second. Go back into my CONY and pull up my CONY holdings, the close for the day, and then I can show you guys. So apologize for that. I did this one really early today and thought I was prepared, but it doesn't appear to be. So it should be a 524 in May. Yeah, there it is. Open with Excel. Okay, I'm going to open it on another page so you guys don't have to. You'll see it here. So the close for was 2.85. Awesome. I know I put it in. Maybe I just didn't save it here. Okay. So this is what's cool. Let me update the other one while I'm at it. So the 430, which we're way ahead of, that's 106. That's why it wasn't showing on the other page. And this 1755 is now 7 and... Okay. So again, peoples, this is all math, right? Just math. So this one, so what do these three add together? We got paid $7,057,000. Right now, we could buy them all back if this pricing was the same. But technically, we closed below 223, I think, right? What did May show? Yeah, May showed 218. Now, it's aftermarket that's above that. So if that were to hold, but again, aftermarket is a better predictor, okay, then anything below 222.5, if it was 222.5, like I said, I think it opens at $1, right? $1. That's the time premium of the day. So if it was 218, that thing's going to be like 20 cents at the open. And then as it goes through the day, it's going to be, 10 cents, 8 cents, 7 cents, 5 cents, down to a penny. So that's the bulk. That's what we care about, right? So they gave us $2.85, which we could buy back for $6.3 million. But remember, we're already counting that money over here in payments, right? We're already saying we got 90 cents based on having 20 million. Well, 7 million of that 20 is money that we've already been paid. So the last thing we want to do is drop this down and start getting back to 50 cents here, right? Because we don't have the money over here. We really want to get this up to, with next week. So it's kind of important that they act responsible and they act quickly on the situation. So again, let's hope for the best. And so all the way to the end, if it's 222.5, we win. We keep the 6.9 million, right? If it's $1 above, we keep 2/3, a little more than 2/3 of that. We only have to spend 2 million, right? If it's 23.50. So just wanted you to know all that. The rest of these don't matter too much, right? This one we're going to lose likely, and this one we're going to win, right? So this one's, we got paid 104, and this one we got paid 110. Problem with this one, even at 222, right, it would be ugly. This would be $7 at 222. Right now at 218 at a lot more time premium. It should only be like 3 something. So anyway, I've harped enough on that. This changed also. We had 30 million, but since we came down at the 218 value, and I updated these today, somehow I just didn't save it, right? So this number becomes 24. And I get these out of the holdings that get posted at the end of the day. So apologize. Oh, you know what? I think my computer went down. That was the problem. Let me update this one. This is 25.95. Yeah, I just simply didn't have a chance to save this. Okay, so we only have a 2.6 million gain instead of a big 30 million gain, right? But again, that's paper. But if we go up, right, that's counting 218 as a close. So the minute, if the aftermarket at 230 or pre-market becomes 23, this goes up and our gain starts happening. But we really want this to be at 222.5 or lower during the trading day sometime so they can buy this thing back. Okay, I belabored a lot of that. Not much else on the holdings. Okay, what did we close at? This needs to get updated also. I think that's reflecting 25. Yeah, we closed at 22.84. And this is saying fair value is 23.19, but hold on. This drops. That's the problem. You're just seeing what I have to do every day to update these kind of things from grabbing the holdings. And then if there's trades, that's a whole different sheet. And you have to get that, and you have to add those. So it is a fair amount of work that we put in besides doing the video and updating everything. I know the shares traded or the share count is the same. Okay, so now we matched perfect. That's rare. It's usually off by a few pennies or something. So right now, fair value and what we actually closed at are the same. So that's positive. And this reflects, if I were to put the 2 in, I'd move the 30 over here and move this 18.5 over here, and that's what I do. And I did all that this morning, but when the computer went down, I forgot that it wasn't saved. So it's all saved now and set up. So that's what we're hoping for. Nothing on the synthetics, right? We're above those. So we've got this win. And on paper, these aren't updated either. But it doesn't, oh yes they are. These are updated. Huh. So I must have saved some and not saved the other along the way. Yeah, that guy's updated. Okay, so you got the situation in hand. If we want decent money, okay, I only see $1, right? Because if we lose this week some of it, and this drops, we can get another 7-8 million next week if we win those calls by having them go out further, and we get this thing back, closer to $1.30 or $1.40, and that's probably going to be our payout with this loss over here. I mean, they could loan us a little out of this, but they may not. So we got to win it. Right? That's the story on CONY. It actually performed pretty well yesterday compared to Misty, but I would like to see us not run up yet. Just give us one more day where we're down in the low 220s, and then it can run like heck next week. Okay, guys, that's all I got. This is Bruce out. Have a great day ahead. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's for fun and entertainment. Okay, see ya. Bye.